Hello, everyone. All right, as promised, we turn our maximum overdrive to Gangsta Talk, and we will continue where we left off to give everybody a chance to get in. I will be playing this song. All right, here we go. Okay, everybody. Okay, we back with Gangsta Talk. It seems that some people seem to think that they know us better than we know ourselves. And there was some heated moments and some words. So because it was getting a little too heated, it was getting a little too aggressive. That's what not maximum overdrive was supposed to be about. So we're gonna switch it to gangster talk, and where we could be more free to be aggressive. All right. So thank you for coming, Auntie. Short Cakes K. Ayo Keish. Yeah, I'm glad y'all was able to make it. The rest of them will be coming. We always have a little problem with our notification, so there's always a little bit of a delay. But y'all was on the lookout for it. So yeah, what it do, huh? Well, it seems to be no matter what we talk about, somehow our little brother, well for me, little brother, Kendall keeps thinking we're either bashing black men or that we are talking about swirling, which never even crosses our mind. I wish he would stop because it don't cross our mind. Don't be what we're talking about. At the time that we was talking about dysfunctional environment. The dysfunctional household, how it can distort what we believe love is. To the fact that we think of abuse in some cases and other dysfunction is love. I was in the middle of an example of how me and another woman, we had our own different views on how we deal with our men. In her world, your man is always going to shoot. He's always going to be looking for new punani. He's always, so you can't trust him with no female. You can't trust no female around him unless they are already committed to somebody or they're a really good friend. And then it'd be icky icky. You gotta watch them. Now me, because of my environment, is to trust men until they show you they can't be trusted. You know, until then you trust them, give them a benefit of the doubt, but you don't ignore red flags. You know, red flags that indicate that he can't no longer be trusted. So for me, what to me didn't seem anything to be worked up about. She felt that it was a huge hawking red flag. This is how big our view difference was. She saw my man hug a woman. Have no clue what the relationship is, what caused the hug, just that he hugged the woman. Was it full contact, hugged up body, like creepy preacher hugging, try to get the full into it? No, it was not even that. I could understand if it was a hug like that, but no, just a quick hug. Like you would give to any friend, any relative, you know. And so I didn't see what the big deal was. I was like, okay, thank you. I know she meant well. It's just that it wasn't to me anything to get worked up about it. Okay, so and I thought it'll be a bunch of reasons. Like you see me hug a whole bunch of dudes. Was I involved with any of them dudes? Were there ex? Were there a man I'm about to get smoochy with? No. So no, that ain't enough. So then she comes to. He went into this woman's house. He came out of this woman's house. I knew the woman she was talking about. He helps her out by going cut her son hair at her place because she can't get to the barber shop. And because she's a schoolmate, a school friend, that's it. I'm still not concerned. And he said, well, she was all in his face talking with him. And then she hugged him. I was like, we had a discussion about this. But still, he was in her house. I still didn't see a big deal. I finally had to, she was telling me all these things that to her were big hawking red flags, but to me was no big deal. Her environment said these were red flags. My environment said they weren't a big deal. They were nothing. So I finally had to tell her, look, I know you love me. You're my friend. You mean well. But unless you catch them butt naked having sex, I don't want to know about it. And then you better have pictures. You can't just tell me about it. Because now you told me so many things. I think we have different ideas of what is something to be concerned about. She couldn't get to the barber because she no longer had a car. And she was having relatives to bring her where she needs to go, and she can't always push it. Sometimes, she can't, get somebody to take her to the barber shop to get her son's haircut. I know the woman. Many times I brought him over there in my car, so I knew it didn't faze me. Yeah. So he said, well, he's so anyway. So so that's what I told her. I said, look, from now on, Don't tell me anything unless you catch him buck naked having sex and then take a picture of it. She said, "You just not gonna take my word? You keep telling me all this other stuff." But that shows our environment. She even told me my environment, I would have snatched him up and beat that B down. That was her words. Because that's my man. In her world, you get him and you get the other woman. It don't matter if she knew or not. She gonna know now. That was her world. That's what she even told me. Well, back home, we wouldn't let our man just talk to any woman, go into any woman's house. If that ain't his mama, his sister, or grandmama's house, he shouldn't be in no woman's house. That was what she believed. He shouldn't be hugging any woman unless his mama, his sister, or his grandma. I said, what if it's a lady? And what if it's one of the mothers of the church? I don't trust that be. Church women were loose at one time too before they became church. She had all kind of, Anyway, so and the way she felt that she was loved by her man was when he got jealous. I mean, not just jealous. I mean, very, very possessive jealous. Won't let her leave the house, throw her on the bed, jump her bones, screw the hell out of her. That level is darn near rape. Because sometimes she don't be in the mood. But she felt she was loved. That that he act this way. And I was thinking he's on the borderline of being psychotic. Especially when he grabbed her around the neck. I saw her with bruises around the neck. Oh, we made up. He choked you? That was my reaction. He choked you, but hey, to me, no. To me, that's extreme. That is dangerous. That tells me something else entirely. Their relationship is volatile, aggressive, and violent, as far as I'm concerned. And this is the other thing. The kids think it's totally normal. They don't see it, but they can hear it and stuff like that. They think it's totally normal. That, people in love will argue with each other. They will fight. They will throw each other on the wall. Anyway, so to me, that was not normal. To her and her kids, this was normal because of the environment she grew up with. The things she grew up with. She was still my friend, but we had very different ideas, of what love was, and love for my man. My man throw me up against the wall, and we're fighting. Oh, that's no. I've been up against the wall, but that wasn't because we were fighting. Or he slammed me against the wall or something like that. No. That was a big no to me. And I know of another woman. This was my first time experiencing. I was still a young girl. I was like maybe about 13, 14. Okay. My cousin, he's a way older cousin. I consider him almost like my uncle. He's even older than my mom's brother. But grew up. They technically not blood cousin, but because her dad, my grandfather married his auntie. We grew up as cousins. Anyway, his first wife. Okay, I thought they were okay. They were lovey-dovey. Okay, sometimes they fought, but then I saw another level, and I saw another side of her that to me screams dysfunction. Okay, she was being in his face, aggressive. They were fighting. He wants to, keep their argument private between them. She wants to argue in public, in front of the family who's all there. Then she needled his temper. He has a temper, but he never had it towards a woman. But she had him to the point that he grabbed her and he cocked his fist. And he paused because that's something he had never done. Never done to no woman. Grabbed by the throat. And she was going, do it, do it, do it. And there was something weird about her face. I didn't recognize it at the time, but she was turned on about him grabbing her by the neck very aggressively, and that he had his fixed cock ready to hit her. She was no way scared. She was turned, but I didn't recognize that's what it was. And all of a sudden, my cousin was like, "Nope, nope, you're not gonna make me what I'm not," and he left. And you think she would have stopped? She chased him down the steps all the way to his car, and he was trying to drive off, and she jumped onto the car, screaming at him, "You're not a man! You're not a man!" You know, and crazy stuff like that. And we're all, so all of a sudden, my grandparents and my mom and my cousin, we all decided we're gonna all go visit the other cousin on the other side of New Orleans for the moment. And it wasn't until my mom was talking to her best friend later on that I found out that she was actually turned on by this. And that for her to show love is to be abused. And her and her best friend and another friend talked about this that it makes you wonder, what's going on in this woman's life that she find abuse normal. She didn't believe my cousin was a real man unless he hit her. She didn't believe that he loved her unless he was aggressive and hit her. And that she was turned on by it. That's a dysfunction as far as I'm concerned. But in her environment, that might have been okay. I don't know what was going on because, she was just my cousin's wife. We were just getting to know her. And then we saw this whole other side of her. And then she was bringing out this side of my cousin that he never had before, to the fact that he walked away. That ended his marriage. Oh, hey, Kendall. Sorry. But anyway, as I was saying, we were talking about, because we were women, we was talking about it from our point of view, the dysfunction we grew up with, or the women that we have known or talked to, that we seen that they had a whole nother environment, a whole idea of what love or the expression of love from your man
Well,
is each other.
well, you know what? The problem also too, like these dudes are too weak to show any kind of love to a woman. And that's the one you should be showing all your love to. You punks are running around here showing love to other men. I don't understand that. That ain't got nothing to do with manhood. That ain't got nothing to do with masculinity. Y'all running around here sniffing each other butts and y'all love each other. Sending each other topless pics and shit. Posing in pictures. Telling each other how fine they look. I mean, I done heard some wild ass shit on these channels. Crazy shit. You got all these beautiful black women out here, and you don't want to give them your love. That's the person you should be giving your love to. I mean, y'all heard me say this several times. I'm old school. Love is for women, respect is for men. I give women my love and I give men my respect. Well, they have to earn it. I don't just give it. But respect is for men. Warriors respect each other. They don't love each other. You think warriors fall in love with each other after they just got finished trying to kill each other? No, they fought hard and they respect each other. They don't love each other. I don't understand what's going on with you niggas, man. You got all these beautiful women out here, and then you want to abuse them. You don't want to show them that you love them. You don't care nothing about them. You don't set their standard of beauty. Listen, how come you don't put your black woman on every publication? You know, everything that you have. The white man does that to Becky. The Asian man does that to the Asian woman. They got their women on everything. You guys own businesses and magazines and what like that. You don't have black women up. Where's the black woman at? I keep telling y'all, man, women need love, but y'all running around here, loving each other. And it's messed up. That's why I say we got to start breaking up these groups, brothers. We see these young boys in groups. That shit is dangerous now. You got to start breaking that shit up and redirecting their minds. And Kendall, man, you're my mans and everything, I get you because you on that conscious stuff. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I don't trip. I understand, where that shit come from. But y'all got to cut that conscious shit out, man. That shit ain't going to get us nowhere. It's never gotten us anywhere. Look at all these conscious brothers running around here mixed up culturally, wearing unks, Indian head wraps, hijabs, dashikis, kimonos. Running around here with all this shit on from different races. And that's who you want to listen to? They're culturally screwed up. They don't know if they want to be an Indian 1 minute, an Egyptian the next, a Hebrew Israelite, a Moor, a Muslim, an Aboriginal. You got Chief Holiday running around here talking about, what are you talking about, Chief Holiday? You got Chief Holiday and them running around here talking about slavery was told in the reverse and that blacks really had whites enslaved. This is the type of stuff y'all listening to, and then you got these 5%ers, right? Understand something, man. Let me pull back the covers on these brothers. These brothers are derelicts, man. They don't do nothing for the community. All of that stuff is just BS. The conscious community is a shield to cover for irresponsibility. Them brothers are irresponsible. These Hebrew Israelites, they're irresponsible. And when you all pull it back, it's all about sex. They like homosexuals. All they want is sex. All these dudes going right here talking about controlling the black woman. They want to be able to do whatever they want with the black woman because the black woman is the mother of civilization and she's the most beautiful woman on this earth. I don't give a damn how many Beckys you done seen with makeup on and long stringy hair, whatever. The black woman is the most beautiful. And you got these punks who want to control her. Now, I don't want to get on the heavy side with the metaphysics about life and death, but you should be trying to reconcile your relationship with the black woman and strengthening your bond with her. That's where your power lies. Your power lies within her. You're weak without her. You're absolutely nothing without her, man, and everything with her. I keep trying to tell you guys that. You are nothing without her, man, and everything with her. That's where your power lies. She carries all of the power. You should be strengthening your bond with her so you can have the courage to get out here and kick somebody's ass out in this real world instead of running around here with your tail between your ears like some little punk. Talking about you're afraid of a woman raising her voice. Scared to fight people, scared to fight back. You let that white boy, right, take your manhood, and you got the nerve to challenge women? Understand something, man, how you guys look. You won't challenge a real man out here in the real world in real time. but you want to challenge women. You want to fight women? Why can't you fight these men out of here? Why can't you fight these men out here? That's who you're supposed to be fighting. You want to call yourself a warrior. You want to call yourself a man. That's when you're going to earn those accolades by getting out here and doing battle with other men, not fighting women. You guys get all huffy and puppy and want to take your shirt off and flex your muscles and get all irate just to fight a woman. That's the weakest shit I ever seen. And how you expect to be respected amongst men when you're that cowardly? A man ain't afraid to do combat with another man. And you guys running around here, man, talking all this crazy nonsense about the mathematics of the day and the consciousness. Consciousness is for cowards. Soon as you start talking that conscious shit, I know you ain't gonna fight. You ain't gonna talk your way out of this mess, bro. You're gonna have to fight your way out. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. Yeah. So what happens when you got two people who have distorted views or dysfunctional view of love? You know, I think some of this madness that we're
Hold on a
seeing.
second, Dan. Hold on 1 second, Dan. Yeah, Kendall, you're my man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're gonna keep building. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I know that there's some real shit in you. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta get it out of you, man. You gotta, do away with that conscious bullshit, bro. It ain't gonna do you no good. It don't do nothing for us. All it does, man, is make you complacent and it steals your focus. As long as you running around here with that shit in your head, you stay non-productive. Ain't none of them niggas productive, man. None of them. Stand on the corner running your mouth about some book, telling people some spooky bullshit about somebody coming out of the sky and the blood's gonna run up to the kneecaps and all these other elaborate stories and shit. That's not doing anything in the community. Remember, I asked one of the motherfuckers, man, what did y'all do in the community? Yo, man, we just had a cookout. We just fed a few people. That's it? Well, shit, I could have did that myself. These cats don't do nothing, man. All they do is group together. You see, what's sad is the more you see these guys and the bigger their groups goes to show you how many men we have in our society that are non-productive. When if their numbers keep getting bigger, it gets worse for us. Because their numbers aren't getting bigger because those are productive black men that's going to get us out of a losing position. No, that's showing you how many brothers that's helping us lose and going to keep us in a losing position. Got y'all running around here thinking about some crazy shit that happened 50, 60,000 years ago that don't have anything to do with you and you don't have any ties to. Got you believing in fairy tales and chasing ghosts all the way across the world. Got you going to another corner of the world searching for yourself. When all you got to do is look in the mirror and you'll see who you are. All you got to do is go to your parents and they'll tell you who you are. Got you running all over the planet, chasing something that don't exist. As soon as y'all hear Africa, y'all become mesmerized. Oh, Africa, knowledge itself. Oh, my ancestors. Yeah, those were your ancestors, man. But again, your history is over here. You need to make your history here. And another thing too, man, you guys keep embarrassing us every time your feet is put to the fire when you ask what you're doing in the community. You guys always reply with, well, you always bring up somebody like LeBron James. Man, LeBron James is a celebrity that don't have anything to do with us. When people are asking you what black men are doing, they're talking about the black men who are accessible to the black people in the community, the black men that you see every day in your community. What are those brothers doing? Because what they're doing, that's what's going to matter. That's what's going to be significant. That's what's going to have immediate impact. Forget about LeBron James. LeBron James ain't thinking about us. Go ahead, Dane. What happened to the ladies?
I don't know. Well, one of them was in the chat, you know. So I was wait. I was talking while I was waiting for her to come up. But let me see. The rest of them, I guess they either didn't get the notification or they distracted. Or wait a minute, we got a bunch of people in the clouds. Maybe they there.
Exactly. And see, we got a beautiful culture here that everybody is trying to appropriate. But black people don't seem to want to have nothing to do with one of the most dynamic cultures in this world.
Uh-huh.
There's nobody's culture is copied more than ours. Paul Mooney said at one of his shows that people don't want to admit that the American Negro is the shit. Everybody wants to be. I've traveled this world. Our influence is everywhere. Who you think created China Mac?
Mm-hmm.
He's not appropriating his own culture. All these fake hip hop boys, all these fake, wannabe rappers. Now you got Machine Gun Kelly. Man, where do you think they get all the stuff from? Everybody else wants to be black except black folk. You demean all of us when you don't want to be who you are. You're not an Egyptian. You're not Emotep. You're not a pharaoh. You're a man who happens to be black that was born in America. You don't want to call yourself a black American, then that's on you, but that's who you are. A Negro American, a black American, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever first thing you want to call yourself, but the second one is going to be American, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And that isn't going to change because you go outside the country or you go somewhere else. You are an American. I hate to say that. And I know a lot of us don't like this country because of the way we've been treated and the way we've allowed ourselves to be treated. But we are Americans.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of this country. That is who we are. We're not Africans. We are of African descent, but we are Americans. And I'm not saying that to be all patriotic and all that shit. As a matter of fact, I got a problem with black people singing the national anthem. I don't want anybody black singing the national anthem. Black people shouldn't have nothing to do with singing that national anthem.
That's true too. I do too.
Yeah, I don't care if they
Can
took
you hear me?
the third.
Oh yeah,
Man,
Kay,
what
we
are you
can
doing?
hear you. That was Kay.
Hey, Dane, flip the screen
I did.
so I can see who was up here.
Yeah, I
Okay, I
took
must
it
be
down.
frozen.
Okay.
Okay, I must be frozen. Yeah, I don't. I got a big problem with black people singing their heart out to this racist thing. I don't care if they took the third verse out or not. You know who wrote it, Francis Scott Key. You knew what his intentions were when he wrote it. As far as I'm concerned, the meaning doesn't change because the third verse is out. Still the same old racist shit, as far as I'm concerned. And black people should have no part of that. It really breaks my heart to see black people singing that shit and singing their heart out. I mean, Whitney Houston killed that damn.
True.
Whitney
And the
Houston,
high schools and the grammar schools too, with the
yeah,
national anthem and flag and these celebrities.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Kay.
Shit had nothing to do with it, man. I just seen Jasmine Sullivan with some
But
white.
I
I'm like,
also
come
want to
on.
say one other thing. We are we're all black or African, whether no matter where we come from, though.
What's that? I'm sorry. What was that?
She said we're all black no matter where we come from.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You know, tell you this conscious shit is getting on my
Yeah, because
nerves,
I'm not
man.
a big separatist. It's okay if you want to distance yourself from the ones that don't want to build and don't blame.
I think black people should separate themselves from everybody else because we thrive that way.
Yeah, and everybody's not conscious just because they religious.
Well, it depends on what you mean by conscious. If you're talking about this shit that they call the conscious community, that's a bunch of
Yeah,
bullshit,
religion or woke.
huh?
She
I
said
don't
it's
think
Yeah,
she
not
can.
conscious
online,
religion.
not those types, the ones that actually build. The few that's out here.
Yeah,
There ain't many. But I know the women build.
yeah. Well, black women right now kicking ass and taking names, man. You know, black women have opened up the most
You know, it might
businesses.
be a few brothers.
I don't think she can hear us
Yeah.
there.
I think she's on a delay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because y'all StreamYard keep echoing me because when I go on everybody else's, it don't do that. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're not echoing from our end. I think you're hearing it from your end. But as for
Oh,
us,
now I
we
can hear
don't
you.
echo. Hmm. Yeah, you're very clear.
But you know what? No matter who I go on their channel, we don't do this. No offense or nothing. Cause I switch my headphones.
Okay. Oh well, we're gonna be working on Zoom soon, so you know maybe that clear it up.
Yeah,
It's just that I'm more familiar with StreamYard than I am with
yeah. Cause if
Zoom.
you do it from your phone, it might not always be good.
Uh huh. Yeah. So okay, you hadn't had much of a chance to really get a chance to say
Yeah,
anything because we
yeah.
kept
But
getting
it's
interrupted.
I don't mind being like, oh,
Uh. Let's see. Oh, yeah, just me.
yeah,
Is it
because it
just
had
me
cut
and
me off
Kendall's?
for I don't know if it had kicked me off the StreamYard.
Oh no, no. Although I do have to be careful when I'm moving my cursor across the screen. Um, I think that's how I
Yeah.
did that with Trinity earlier today. Had to hurry up and put her back
Oh,
in.
okay.
Yeah. Uh, so
Mm. Yeah, because
okay.
it's nothing wrong with having black pride and where you come from. Like I don't have a problem with most of our culture, but then I know we got exceptions, and I in America, you know, like we have the good and the bad and the degenerate that we accept, but it's just too much of it.
Yeah.
But it's also about building positive relationships and changing things in the community. Like I don't have a problem with some conscious stuff,
Hmm. Yeah, I don't mind
but long
learning
as
the
they active.
history. I don't mind learning the history,
Yeah,
but you
long as they
gotta.
active with it.
Mhm. Yeah, as long as there's more to it than that. Just learning the history. You know, I know to a certain extent, I like learning new history. Like history I never knew of. Like, I didn't know there was other Black Wall Streets until I came to YouTube and I ran across YouTubers that's talking about there was more than one Black Wall Street. I was like, there was more than one. There was more. Well, I knew about there was
Oh
more
yeah,
than.
you must be kind of younger. Yeah, all
No,
across
no, it's
America.
just that unless you have a very dedicated history teacher, and even then she's kind of limited. Um, we don't get enough of Black history. We get a limited, or towards our region. Like then, not very often, because as I said, not many people are interested in history. Like I can't even remember the name of it, but like Rosewood, the town that got burnt down and stuff like that. We
Yeah,
had
because it's
it
not
happened
taught
in
in public school, the real version.
Louisiana. Yeah, we had one in Louisiana, but it wasn't over some Becky claiming some black man raped her. This was over there's a disagreement about sounds familiar, like history repeating itself.
Hmm.
Okay, but back then.
Race
Okay.
wars too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. It was about this was when black people used to be Republican.
Yeah,
A Republican
and
president.
Emmett Till.
Yeah, a Republican president won, and I think for some reason the
You know
capital
what? No,
for
I think we used to be conservative, not so much Republican.
mm, well, okay. What happened is when black people was freed by Lincoln, since he was a Republican and Republicans, as far as they were concerned, freed them, they became Republicans, and so every black person became a Republican. Okay.
Right.
Um.
And I'm also more like about the radical side.
Yeah. Before Republicans.
Yeah, I remember all this.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah. So what happened
Yeah.
was, okay, they had a Republican president. I don't know why the United States Capitol was in Louisiana. I don't know how that happened, but that's what it
Right.
was.
They just flip parties. That's all. The
Yeah.
same rules.
And what happened was they didn't like it. They didn't want to accept it that they had a Republican, especially since he was backing blacks voting because hey, blacks help them get in. Oh, what was that? What the hell? Okay. Okay, we got to remove this dude. Okay.
I don't know who's that. Uh-oh.
Okay, he removed.
That probably was what's her name by accident. That name
No, he
sounds
did it
right.
deliberately. No, that wasn't. But he used your name, except he had an E in it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, okay, everybody, be on troll alert. We might be having trolls popping up, and because I put the link in there, he popped up. He just didn't know I didn't kick him out. I don't know. It could have been something about me putting
You
down.
know what the
It's
name
time to
said?
dust the rugs. Hmm? Oh, he confiscated Ann's aunties. He had
I said, did you
Annie.
know the name?
He had Annie T. Ane T period. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I banned him from coming up here. He came directly in. He's not in the chat.
Or unless that they was walking past and they know her camera was on.
I thought that at first I thought it was Ann T, but wait, who is this dude? And then when I saw him positioning the camera, and I said, "Oh, he
Mm-hmm.
is not." I just removed him from on there when he dropped his drawers.
Yeah, it did say her name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the invasion of the white supremacists.
it's
Yeah,
Kim.
our regular Ann don't have a
Yeah,
camera,
that was gross.
but trolls. But he probably used that to get
Oh, okay.
bypass.
Oh, and also too, it was a trick to the. It was a trick to Lincoln freeing us, though. It wasn't really freedom.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah. So I'm gonna be paying
Yeah.
attention.
Don't be fooled by that too.
Yeah, because what it was,
Cause I'm more for the Malcolm X,
Mhm.
Khalil Muhammad types.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what it was, he didn't come on. I just saw a little picture, and I thought I was looking at our MP. And then when I put him in there, he went on camera and positioned himself. I said, "Oh no, he didn't," and I hurry up and removed it, and then I banned him. I was like, I said, "Oh great, we have trolls on tonight."
Oh, I thought
Mhm.
they cut that camera off.
Yeah, yeah. He confiscated our and
Trying to flag the
name.
string.
Hmm. Yeah, he tried to. Okay. Yeah.
Are you using your phone for StreamYard?
No, actually, I'm using my computer for StreamYard.
Huh?
I'm using my computer for StreamYard.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know why, cause it's not my stuff. Because I got a brand new phone. I don't know.
Okay, wait a minute. What are you hearing? Because you sound perfectly fine to us. Now, if you're hearing a little background noise, my
I'm hearing
aunt.
myself echo.
Oh, okay. You're hearing yourself. Okay, okay. Mm.
Yeah, cause I'm outside.
Oh, okay. Are you using a Bluetooth?
Yeah, cause everything else is charged. Dang.
Oh, okay. Sometimes the Bluetooth.
Yeah, I'm
That's the
using my
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth. I'm on my $200 headphones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. It's the Bluetooth. It's the Bluetooth. In fact, that reminds me. I gotta get another a plug-in one for my
Oh, okay, cause
computer.
I know a lot of Androids they suck too.
Uh, oh, so bro speak said check your YouTube. Yeah, so be on your guard. But I think a lot of the trolls are going to gonna wait for the link to pop up again
Yeah,
and.
cause even when I take it off though.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the only reason why I knew about the incident in Louisiana, I read, I read, and I found, uh,
And then now I
when
can't
I
hear
when
you.
I got through Rosewood, you know how sometimes you go and it'd be like
Oh no.
recommend books that's like along the same line, and that's when I found out about the one in Louisiana. It was horrible. Whew. Okay, so it's just me. Okay, she probably gonna come back in. All right, all right. So, hello, bro. Speak. Hello, information man. Hassan, how y'all doing? Okay, so as I was saying, so we were talking about the dysfunction. If you grew up thinking certain dysfunction is normal, and then you think uh, this dysfunction is love, how are you going to be with with um with a person? Are we, you know, yeah. So yeah, Shooks, we didn't even get a chance to finish talk about that. But as I was saying, me and another girl had different ideas of it. Oh hey Max.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you still
Okay.
echoing?
Now I just took my earpiece off. I
Okay.
don't I don't know what it is.
Um,
It's the
you know,
Bluetooth.
I agree with it's just me. You have to. It starts in the home. You have to know what it looks like. You have to feel it too. You have to know what it feels like. I knew what love felt like from the many hugs my mother gave me. You know what I'm saying? My mother was the one that introduced me to love and what love feels like. You know, my father helped me understand it and helped me to tell the difference between that anger, and things like that. My father was kind of like a teacher. My mother was more of a very affectionate. Um,
That's what's
she
up.
was also right. She was also a teacher too, right? Because without my mother, she taught all the kids in the house. We all knew how to read and write before we went to school. She was homeschooling everyone. So I learned all these things in the home. All these things came out of the home. 90% of who I am, well, actually 95% of who I am came out of my home I grew up in.
Right. My mom and our family was like that too, kind of somewhat affectionate. Sometimes she
Hmm.
wasn't, and sometimes she was. And
Hmm.
other extensions of father figures.
Hmm.
I had a half-ass father, but but in your 20s, I had to learn like you have to either get counseling, group therapy, because you can't, carry around all the unhealthy, mean or negative or anger too. It may take a while. I don't tell people how to heal and when is enough. But I just say never stop going to therapy.
Uh-huh.
That's my
Hmm.
view. I know I can't take it out on everybody too. Because even like
Hmm.
if I get hurt in a relationship, I stayed by myself for a long time, sometimes maybe years, till I heal and get my mind right.
Uh-huh.
I just don't bounce back to the next relationship or the next dick either. Because I also know that's not as healthy. I try
And
not to teach that, and people can do what they want to
mhm.
do with their body, but I'm not here to police them. But I also don't push that on you too. I just tell them try to wait and to make sure that they have a stable mind and a stable income and stuff like that, and maybe like
Right.
therapy and stuff like that. Then I know women and men are not gonna stop having sex, but just don't create with someone that's not gonna help you take care of your children. And
No
I
doubt.
also know we make mistakes and we're gonna have flaws, and I know black women and men will never be perfect also too. We're not asking to, but just try harder.
Uh-oh. Somebody got a lot of wind in the background. And and
It's
getting back
probably me a
to
little bit.
excuse me, and getting back to what just it's just me was saying, the more that I think about it, she's right because there was a lot of teaching going on in the house. I mean, there was a teaching moment every day, several days. I mean, several teaching moments a day. Different feelings, how to understand those feelings, what you were feeling. Your parents always want to know what you was thinking, so they can help you interpret what you was thinking. No, I'm sorry, what you was feeling. I'm sorry, along with those thoughts, and it was just teachings all the time. So I gotta agree. I have to agree. The more that I think about it, yeah, yeah, we're pretty much taught love. Once we feel it from our parents, and we don't really understand it, they teach us what it is, along with a lot of other things that they teach us. So yeah, that's why it's so important to get the families back together because we came out of the house already ready for the world because we learned everything in the house.
Yeah, but your case is rare. Out of 10 men,
Hmm.
probably only two or three of them had that growing up, and some people didn't have
Hmm.
neither parents.
Right.
Or if they was in abusive situations or abusive foster
Hmm.
homes, I try to have empathy and sympathy too. But if I also don't understand something, I try to learn. But I
Mm-hmm.
Right.
also don't let people take their abuse out on me, being verbally abusive. I had to learn that a few times in life too, because
Hmm.
I don't allow people to put their hands on me. Like, because as
Right.
a unit, as my family, if they find that someone is abusing you, we'll just jump their ass. We kind of old school, my era,
That's the way. That's the way it's meant to be with family. You have each
Hmm.
other back. You might fight with each other. You might disagree with each other. You might be
Right,
mad with each other. When it comes
right.
down,
That's why, like, I don't believe in moving with somebody before having that kid. Like I'm just a little bit old school. Like I can't tell nobody how to do something, but it kind of been working just a little bit. But like sometimes it's just not working on our men, and we as black women we're getting tired of it. It's just we all do what we can do. Cause like I've always tried to help my community, children, raising them, working in that field, and working with different type of black men. And it's like half of them don't get the message. So I'm just kind of tired and ready to give up. I'm probably just gonna set aside though, because whatever my thing is, I'll probably just do it amongst my community locally, maybe for the children and the women, and also just like in Congress or on the local level government. But I'm not going back out that march, and it's not for a specific reason or person. Probably not. Or like the guys that died or dying for our freedom, like Muhammad Ali, or different political prisoners that come from a different era. Like I respect that more. I don't mind
Mm.
writing to their board, or if I can visit them and talk to them. The H. Rap Browns and stuff like that. The
Mm-hmm.
men that stood for all. I know they have flaws too, and Huey P. Newton, but I respect that. Those are real men to me too. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
slight, but it's just like I'm not scared. Like you can die for the people or die for your community. I've never been scared to do that. But it's like our men don't see it like how we see it. Our unconditional love that we have for them and the children and
Mm-hmm.
the babies. I don't really have any, but I chose not to have any because if they wasn't gonna marry or be a healthy man, their father, I didn't want to have any. Because I'm looking at life now, and certain millennials, this just seems like Z millennials, it's like they just losing their effing man out here. And we I do have to blame some of it also too on the generations and also the system for us. Because I know Reagan and his wife Nancy and the CIA also gonna crack. That's somewhat our era too. But I thank God my parents wasn't on drugs. They probably wasn't. They weren't together anymore. But if that's the era, but I seen exactly about what the other lady was talking about that was up here, or
Mm-hmm.
Frankie. Yeah, because that
Mm-hmm.
is a big impact. Like the
It
new,
is.
and I really think we're in the new Jim Crow too. Also, it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a lot on the black woman. I just appreciate the few men that is out here. I know it's not many, or it's not a number. A lot of them in numbers. But they just have to be patient with us and our anger sometimes because we're just some of us are just fed up. Because I used to go so hard until some years ago. I'm just like, if they are swirling type of black men and they anti-black or they hate black women, I don't support them. I don't really support. I don't have nothing against Meghan Markle, but it's just too late for her to try to be black. It's like, no, you
Yeah.
chose your side and your ass married white supremacists. It's like they was never gonna change that for you. I mean, I don't recognize her as really black anyway. So it's like
Uh-huh.
she's like the imitation of life. A lot of people should watch that movie. She waited almost to the end till her mama was dead to recognize her blackness. But once that white man found out she was black, they were over.
Mm.
Instead of being honest with him, I know like in those times they were scared to say they were black. But you have to be proud of your side or both sides. I don't have nothing
Mm-hmm.
personally against mixed people. It's just like they rather take the other side, and it's okay for them to be in their own boat. And I know it's
Mm-hmm.
many shades of blackness too, even if we're not dark skinned. But like I had empathy for my people first.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that actually want to build. But I've been talking to a few brothers. Only like a half of them don't really want to build. It seems like maybe the people you run
Well, they
into or
don't
the
know.
disparate,
Well,
they
they
may
don't know
want to
what.
build.
They don't know what to build.
Exactly.
That's a that's a problem I have with the conscious community. They don't know
Yeah.
what to build. You know,
Hmm.
they think that you're supposed to go out here and go in the community with a hammer and nails, start building. That's not what you're supposed to build.
Hmm.
If you want your community to be right, then what you need to build is your family.
Right. And we gonna have to take reparations. They not gonna give it to us. Like a lot of people be like, thinking I'm talking crazy. And I'm just like, that's how I was built, learning from the black liberation and other Rastafarians. Like when I learned when I was like 18 to 17, my man
Right.
said. I grew up somewhat religiously, but it didn't have anything to do with that though, my man said. You know.
So why you
But
focus?
actually I learned from somebody that wasn't American about
Mm-hmm.
my and one guy when I went to an all black college,
Right.
you know. But
So
I
why
know
do?
we have positive or somewhat, like womanism and also in different groups. Because I
Mm-hmm.
don't align myself with white feminists in order of the gay agenda. I don't. I'm not mad at them. I have gay people in my family and that's close to me too, but they have their own plight and fight also.
Right.
You know. But I do agree with some things or half the stuff that some womanists and some black womanist says.
Oh,
You
really?
know.
What's that?
That women should have equal rights, equal pay, more time off to be mothers.
Women don't need equal rights.
Okay. You look,
Mm.
you already know who you sound like. The man
The
know.
reason why women, the reason why women don't need equal rights is because the woman is the prize. She's everything. She's everything. You're supposed to. Okay, a woman shouldn't have to run around here and fight and scrape for equal rights. The fact that she has to do that, excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. The fact that she has to do that is our failure as men because, excuse me, we're not taking care of our women properly. We're not respecting our women. We're not making our women feel loved. Our women shouldn't have to run around here talking about no damn equal rights.
Yeah, it's because we forced to work though,
Right.
so many hours, and and I can even take some L's, or we can hold some L's that we did too, also. But it seems like only half of them or most of them don't really want to. They only want us to be accountable, but not them. I guess
To
they don't
say
like to
that,
hear that truth hurts.
right. To say that a woman needs equal rights is also to say that she's being mistreated.
Yes, and we are being mistreated from every
Right. And she should,
culture,
right.
every diaspora, black,
And
white,
that's
our
the
own
fail,
men too.
right. And that's the failure. Well, I don't care about the white dudes, but that's the failure of black men. Your women should never feel mistreated. There should be no reason why they have to walk around here and ask for something that they should have naturally and something that you should uphold naturally.
Right.
Our women
That's why
shouldn't
I
be
want to work on
abused.
something personally too to help
Mm-hmm.
black
Right,
women. But I ain't gonna talk about it.
right.
People be stealing my ideas, so definitely in YouTube. I don't mind speaking it with you probably if we get off like the
Uh
public
huh.
what's that called. But I think I'm gonna work on that, and I probably have my aunt or
Yeah,
friend
come
work on it.
on. You can join our Discord, become a part of the E Nation. They put the
Oh,
Discord
okay,
link out.
cool. Cause yeah, I've been
Hmm.
watching y'all now for over like 8 months or a year. From other
Really?
yeah, from other conscious people. Even though like, cause I used to follow some groups back in the days, but it's like they still talking about the same stuff.
Uh
The
huh.
same bullshit over and over. They ain't talking
Right,
about.
right. But
Yeah,
let me
it's a
finish.
few
Right,
brothers that I do try to work with off, and that
right.
I support in the space that actually do the work.
Let me, right. Let me say this to the brothers. Right. Let me tell y'all black men something. If the black woman is running around here talking about some equal, rights, then that's our failure as black men. Our women shouldn't be running around here saying no shit like that. That's our failure as black men. That should be something that we wear as a badge of shame that our women have to go around here hollering and screaming about some damn equal rights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. I'm gonna let y'all talk for a minute. I gotta order my food for like five
Okay.
or 7 minutes, so
All
y'all
right.
can go ahead and
Yeah, I
talk.
just all right. And yeah, like I was saying, brothers, let me hit y'all on something. You don't mistreat your women, man. Your women, you don't understand how strong your woman can make your life. Y'all just don't get it, man. Y'all doing it the wrong way. That's why y'all don't have anything because you don't do right by your women. Your woman is the power. Listen. That white man, he got his woman on everything. She is backbone. Y'all run around here trying to break your backbone. I got news for you. Without a backbone, you can't stand up. That's why you can't stand up for yourself as a man in the real world because you got an injured backbone. You're hurting your backbone. You're breaking your backbone. You guys don't get it, man. You're doing it, and other men are looking at you. Then they're either laughing or they feel pity or they feel sorry for us because we have no idea what we're doing. You have no idea what you're doing. You're destroying yourself by going after your own woman. Go ahead, Dane.
Yeah. So
Sorry about that.
yeah. So these these men are going against the black woman. They're creating a war on YouTube unnecessarily. They're allowing themselves to be distracted with this crap, and they don't want to admit that they are wrong. Every Even though one by one their talking points are being mangled and
Well,
destroyed.
you know what?
The people they idolize is being shown that they deviant and
Well, hold on, Dan. Let me say this.
okay.
For all of y'all running around talking about the mathematics of the days, build and destroy, all that nonsense, and you don't know what to build, what you need to build is your family. Because families, they become the community. So if the families are strong, the community will be strong. If the families are disciplined together, the community will be disciplined together. The community reflects the families that live in it. I come from a community where the families were strong. All the families in my neighborhood were strong. And they had and the teachings were there. So when the boys are raised properly in the home, they go out in the community and they become upstanding young men. Back in those days, the black woman had an abundance of decent men to choose from because they were raised properly in the home. So don't go and get a tool belt and go out into the street and try to build something. Build your family and you will build your community. Fix your family and you will fix the community. You cannot fix the community without fixing your family. You can go build something in the community right now, but it won't last because the families in that community are broken. So the community reflects the families. So if the families are broken, the community is broken. If the families are dysfunctional, the community is dysfunctional because the families make the community. So if you want to fix your community, you need to fix your families. You want to build your community, build strong families because the families become the community. That's what you focus on building. That's what your mathematics of the day should be to build or rebuild and build the family. And to start that off, the father needs to have his ass in the home. Go ahead, Dane.
Okay. Yeah. And okay, look, you can be mad and disagree with the black woman without having to tear her down in front of the world. And if you're mad at a black woman, don't blame all of us for a or the women that you has been meeting and you well, it ain't been working out. You bringing a personal problem into a public view and you tarring everybody with the same brush. Don't take something that used to be okay. They use the argument that we always been talking about bad about black men and stuff like that. You're taking something out of proportion. When a woman gets mad at her man or she's breaking up with a man, she talks about him. She don't talk about all black men. And you take that when her friends are trying to support her by saying you don't need them and stuff like that. We're not saying we don't need no black man. I'm sick and tired of y'all distorting things that was just a normal way of life. Just like y'all used to go to the barber
Well, you
shop,
have to
talk
understand. You
about
have to.
black
Well, then
women.
you have to.
Mhm,
You got to put that in perspective. Why a lot of women used to say that, right? Because it's kind of like what you see now, right? When you look at the Sissy Bims, the Manosphere, and all these guys, right? You see the kind of guys they are, right? And so,
mhm,
if that kind of man permeates throughout your community, right, then you're not going to want that kind of man.
mhm,
So if a woman, most women nest in environment, okay, and so if that's in their environment, then they're going to reject that. So a lot of times when these women say they don't need no man, they're really talking about the men in their environment that they detest, and other men like them.
mhm,
You understand? Like, for example, look at the Manners quiz and the Sissy Bims. If that was all in your neighborhood, right, and you couldn't go anywhere else, would you say you want a man? I'm just being real with you. Would you say you want him? You need one of them motherfuckers? Would you say that?
no.
Hell no. Like, hey, baby, no, I don't need no man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You,
as
uh,
my grandfather like to say, them Negroes is good for nothing. Well,
see,
actually,
brothers. You see, brothers, because the woman nests in an environment, right? There should be an abundance of decent men for her to choose from in her own environment. Back then, fathers raised their boys, and they also taught their girls. And the reason why the fathers raised their boys to be respectable, because a lot of fathers had daughters,
mhm,
and they knew if these boys were respectable, then they knew that their daughters would find somebody decent and respectable. So the problem today is the fathers are not around. The fathers that are around aren't worth two nickels to rub together. They don't care about what the girls want. So when they have daughters, they don't know what to do because they're not raising the boys properly. Like, for example, the men used to get on, fathers used to get on other fathers about their boys growing up. Because just about every father on the block had at least one daughter, one or two daughters. Okay, so, and he had boys. So if the boys was out there acting out, acting crazy, whatever, everybody knew whose son that was, and they said to him, hey, George, your little boy down there doing such and such and such and such. Fathers would check each other. They would G-check each other about each other's sons because they had daughters, and they didn't want their daughters running around with some roughneck, crazy ass boy who didn't have any manners or no respect.
mhm,
So fathers back in those days used to G-check each other about each other's sons.
mhm.
You don't hardly see that no more today, if you see it at all today. These dudes don't care nothing about anybody. Well, they don't care anything about their kids. They don't care anything about anybody else's kids. They don't care about their own daughters, let alone anybody else's daughters. They just don't care. And so they let these boys raise themselves in the street and they become demonic. A lot of them listen to this demonic hip hop now. Rap music is absolute garbage, ladies and brothers. Don't, the shit that's out here today, don't let it in your house. It's all demonic. Get it away from your kids. You know what you should do with your kids, man? Let them hear the old school music. Let them hear the Marvin Gaye and the Isley Brothers, the old school stuff when the songs were about love, when men sung their heart out for women and vice versa, when it was about love, when black men and black women actually loved each other. Let them hear stuff like that. Don't poison their mind with this shit you hear, this Takashi 6ix9ine and all this other, demonic shit. Don't let them hear none of that stuff, man. All that's going to do is fuck their minds up. And it's going to taint their spirit. Don't let them hear that. That's not even music anymore. That ain't nothing but demonic chanting now. Don't even let them hear that. Get the old school out, the old Stevie Wonders, the Teddy Pendergrass. Get the old school music. Let them hear the old school music in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't let them listen to this new shit. This new shit is trash. It is absolutely detrimental to your child's health.
Exactly.
Yes. It's not even music. All they talk about is killing each other. The men talk about doing each other and then talk about killing women. That's all this shit is about. Men doing each other in the butt and then killing women. That's all they talk about. They hate women and want to have sex with each other. We sat up here and we played Jadakiss and them. Used to be my dog, you was in my left titty. Scream, ride or die, thought you would die with me. Found out you a bitch, right? Understand that word bitch? Weaponizing a woman against a man. When you call a woman a bitch, that's the ultimate insult, right? So they take the hatred of women and they weaponize it against their same-sex partners. It's the ultimate hatred to call your same-sex partner a bitch because they hate women. They hate women, so they weaponize women against each other. That's the ultimate insult. And y'all need to go back and check some of these rap songs, because I went and checked some of them. Man, you wouldn't believe and shout out to Melanated Misfit for putting me on to this, wherever she may be. I hope she's all right. She ain't been here for a while. Mm-hmm. So shout out to our sister from Cincinnati. Hope she doing well. But she put me on it. I've been listening to this stuff. Man, there's been some homo stuff going on in hip hop for a long time. We just never paid it any mind because we never really listened to the lyrics. A lot of these dudes are rapping about being in love with each other. And they hate women. They've been calling women hoes for a long time now. And what happens is when your boys are listening to this crap, it gets into their mind and it becomes natural for them to see a woman as a whore. Or it becomes natural for them to call a woman out of her name. That's why I tell you guys, stop reading these Mac books, stop reading these pimp books, because it's going to turn you into a homosexual. You're going to end up hating women and loving men. Mm-hmm. You're going to become a womanizer. You're going to run around here finding yourself And then it's going to start like this. You're going to be calling women all kinds of names, disrespecting women. Next thing you know, you're going to be hanging with men for long periods of time. And then y'all going to have tender moments together. And then it's going to go off from there. Stop reading these Mac books. Stop talking about some game. Life ain't a game. Grow the hell up. Only black men running around here calling life a game. Yo, it's the game. It's the game. It's the game. That's why you're terrible fathers, because you think a relationship is a game. That's why you're terrible husbands, because you think a relationship is a game. A woman's feelings isn't a game. Stop listening to these dudes, these homos. Can't y'all see what these pimps really are? They dress in drag, for crying out loud. Many of them. Dress in drag, run around with their hair done like women. Standing right in front of you and you still can't see. He's standing there looking gay as I don't know what. Looking like a drag queen, and you want some, yo, that nigga cool. No, he not. That nigga gay. Y'all gotta stop with these Mac books and these damn pimp books. You're gonna fuck around and start falling in love with men and hating women. It ain't nothing cool about none of these books. Pimps aren't cool. Macs aren't cool. Pimps aren't manly. Macs aren't manly. These aren't manly men. I'm not talking about, yeah, but he got so much control over women. Let me tell you something. Being with a woman is not about control, my brother. It's not what it's about. It's about love. It's about understanding. It's about protection. It's about caring. It's about providing. It's about raising children. It's about being the best husband and father that you can possibly be. That's what it's about with being with a woman in a serious relationship. It's not a game. It's not about control. You don't control your woman. That's not a healthy mentality, to be in a relationship with a person that you can control. If that's what you're looking for, you need some help. That's not a healthy mentality. You shouldn't want to control someone. You want someone to be with you on their own free will. That's the beauty of love in the relationship. When a woman gives herself to you willingly because she loves you, and that's something that she wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't control her. You don't use fear to try to control her. You don't use abuse to try to control her. Abusing a woman has anything to do with being a man. But it has everything to do with being a savage, a bad guy, a bum, a loser. A real man doesn't abuse women or control women. Women want to be with a real man. They want to give themselves to a real man.
Mm-hmm.
Be the man that they want to give themselves to. Don't be the man that they despise. Learn, if you want to learn something, learn how to be the man that women want to give themselves to. I always said to y'all, submission is an act of manhood. A woman is not going to submit to a coward. She's not going to submit to an abuser, a womanizer, a bum, a loser. What was that?
Um,
Facts.
I think that was Kay's order.
Oh my, my bad. Am I talking too much, y'all? Sorry about that. I got on a roll there.
Well, it is gangster talk
Hmm.
where everybody can rant if they want to. Hmm. Yeah. So yeah. So we yeah we are about black love, but healthy. We're trying to get people to recognize the real thing and not look at it through a filter of any dysfunction or distortion that they
Well, you
grew up with.
can't. Well, you
Hmm.
can't have black love without first loving the black woman.
Hmm.
It has to start there.
Hmm.
You know, um, if you don't love the black woman, then you don't love yourself because that's where you come from. How can you hate where you come from? I could never hate my mother.
Hmm.
I don't understand these guys. These guys talking about they hate their mothers, and I'm not sure what happened. I'm not a therapist, and I'm not a psychologist, but man, I could never hate my mother. Um, it's just something to
The
me.
way
It's
it,
just
it was how they
sacrilege.
raised a lot of black men
Yeah,
being so.
man, I could never hate my mother. This woman went through. But man, y'all gotta become real men and stop being immature. Trying to take an easy way out, shortcuts. Listening to fools who can't get women tell you how to get women. These phony ass dating coaches. Man, if you need a dating coach, you got issues that you need to deal with. And one of those is self confidence. Your self confidence is in the absolute basement. If you think you need a dating coach, forget about that. If you think you need a dating coach, the next thing you need to go work on, forget the dating coach. You need to work on your self confidence.
Hey, nah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave me one because I'm definitely not dating. I don't think in America, but if he is black or close to black, that's what I'm doing. I'm just tired altogether. I've always dated black men from everywhere, but I'm just gonna stay on my purpose with my career and what I need to do.
I pointed out a group of black men that are
I don't think
overlooked.
I'm dating back in America. I'm done unless they come here to visit. I'm over it. And my life half over waiting on them to get their shit together. So I'm in my
I
mid
pointed
thirties. I can't. I'm just tired.
I pointed out a group of black men that are overlooked by black women, and
A small amount. It's not a
yeah.
good batch of good black men. I would never co-sign that.
Well, when you hear these manners quiz, you swear that we're all like that, and that's one of the things I can't stand these guys because they make us all look bad.
Hmm.
And what I
There's
meant
so
by
many
that
of
too,
them.
it's a specific type of dating. I don't just want the everyday average Joe. I'm not looking for that. I can hook my damn self up with those.
Hmm.
Maybe from a prominent circle or area or from somewhere else with decent parenting and stuff like that. A upbringing that believe in, you know. I'm talking
Well,
to someone now, but I just want to date different. I don't. I'm not impressed no more. I know we have our own flaws too, also, but nah, I probably even compromised a couple times or so many times in life, but I'm not doing it anymore.
yeah, you know what, and it's hard too because
Yeah, and
so
I don't
many.
have negative or mental health issues. Like I'm pretty much balanced. I'm just I'm just the behavior. because it does seek into reality what they saying and doing also. So we give them too many chances, and sometimes when you just know they bound, you might just have to let them go. You know,
Well,
women, black women might just have to go their own way. Just they can't be disappointed. It's just an effect. They can't cry about women wanting to divest though.
I'm I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mhm.
These are some of the sorriest group of Negroes I ever seen in my life. I honestly don't. I feel bad for black women today. I don't know what y'all gonna do, and I feel so bad because I got my wife. You know, so but this batch of Negroes out here today, these are the sorriest dudes. I've never seen nothing like this.
And some older ones are training them too,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
real
Some of the
life
older
and
ones,
now.
yeah, exactly.
And the ones in
Some
their
of
30s. They
some of
talk
these are
like that,
from
like even a friend from school. Come on,
right.
I don't just
Some
go
of these
ahead.
guys are from my generation, and you know what? And it's embarrassing. Like, man, you're from my generation. You know what it is. You out here acting like this. You out here teaching these young boys this crap. I mean, I ain't never seen nothing like this before. I was talking to my boy yesterday. We don't know what this is. We ain't never seen black men like this. I don't know what this is, and I feel so sorry for black women because honestly, I don't know what y'all gonna do.
The parenting, it's the system, it's everything.
Uh,
They self not want to prove
man, this
therapy.
this this generation of Negroes ain't worth two nickels to rub together.
Yep.
They the sorriest I've ever seen. I mean, they so weak.
And that's why, right? That's why I made sure that I didn't really want like you can long as they kids are legitimate lives or whatever you call it, your legitimate life. You know, like when they sign the birth certificate. But I just never believed in having more than one without being in a stable relationship or leading to marriage. I know that's
I
old
think
school, dated, pick me. I don't care, but I just
I
never
think
seen that, and our rates are dropping.
one of the things that black women should get back to doing, like the black women in the '70s, my era, they had high standards. They had standards.
Hmm.
I don't think a lot of black women have enough standards today. I really don't. I think they done lowered their standards, and they're feeling
And the
sorry
meal
for
must also
brothers.
advocate to wear condoms too. It's not just on the women; it's both parties. But they just act like they don't know what a
Now, wait a minute.
condom is.
What do you mean by that?
Condoms, they don't know what that is. Meaning, like they don't want to buy them, they don't want to wear them. Like in the 80s and the 90s, they was teaching us this.
Yeah,
Like we
yeah,
had a
yeah.
whole bunch of commercials in the 90s and the late 80s about
Let me
safe
ask,
sex, HIV.
let me ask you a question. What
Mhm.
do you think black men can do today to turn this around with black women?
They have to get with other groups of black men across the globe in their communities. Maybe the despair. People try to go up against that. A lot of different folks or some ADOS folks.
Hmm.
I don't know. They need to get together with their own and find a solution for themselves. They always asking us like we got all the answers. You know, no offense, but
Hmm.
they not to figure it out. It's not a needle in a haystack. They want to ask for high demands, but not offering shit. You know, and not offering anything. And I'm like, nah, not
Well,
just because you make 50 or 40. They don't even make that. It's like, no, we already close to making it. And I think some of my sisters make almost double that. It's like
black
catch
women.
up. Shit.
Yeah, but black women are leading in all businesses now.
Hmm.
593,000 businesses a year she's starting.
Right. Oh, and I meant a matchmaker too. Like the people that it's certain ones that do work. Some level of like I'm not saying everybody is gold, but you take what you can learn. Because I go to different people YouTube, whether if I like them or not. I listen to the knowledge that they have to see if it's positive or negative. And some
I
stuff you might can get good and bad from it.
I don't know. See, everything was simple for me. We courted back in my day. I don't
Right.
see
You
any
probably over
courting.
50, right?
Yeah, I'm 53. Yeah.
Oh, that's
About to be
why.
I'm about to be
You
54
over there.
Saturday.
Yeah, it's both. I think it's America TV, just everything. What we allow, what we it could be white feminism. I don't know. It's all she had her chances. She had her hands in white
I
supremacy
will
too.
be
White women.
54 on Saturday.
Mm, that's what's up.
Hmm. And yeah, and so yeah, we caught it back in my day. I mean, I don't see no courting going on. Everybody
Yeah,
talking
cause
about
it's
something. Yo,
on both
show up with
parties.
yeah, he talking
Yeah.
about show up with a bottle of wine and then
Yeah,
she'll want to
I
have
don't do
sex with.
no Netflix and chill. You do that with somebody you already know or dealt with or is with already.
Yeah, they talking about yeah, you want to get into bed, show
She
up
they
with a
just
bottle
cheap
of
as
wine.
hell
Yeah,
and talking about sleeping with people after 3 dates, hitting heels, saying you. I'm like
a bottle of wine.
bottle of wine, and it's probably gonna be a cheap one. I'm like, at least I have been
Yeah,
to some fancy places on certain dates, and I take myself because me and my family somewhat travel, so we're like globe travelers. We had to slow down due to Corona, but I'm getting back on in 2 3 months, whether or not.
yeah. Corona done sold down a lot of people, man.
Yeah, the Latin American countries, and I think Africa and a few other places.
And
It's
you
not
know
as
what?
bad.
And that's a good time for black men to work on their relationships with their women. You know, it's a
Yeah, and I
golden
don't have high
opportunity.
hopes. I don't, but a lot of people getting divorces too. It's a lot of men that keep lying about those stats. Only 30 something, or not even 40% is married. The rest of them, 51, 53%, they're alone. And some women just feel at peace being alone too.
Because there's no love anymore. People don't have any compassion anymore. They don't love each other. You
Right,
know, they
because
don't
they
love each
definitely
other.
got to be mentally and somewhat financially stable. I know
Yeah.
for me, they kids either got to be grown or you only can have one because I don't have any. Ain't nothing wrong with my womb. I just refuse to do it.
But you
I
know
don't
what?
want to
You
be
know
a
what?
single parent.
You know, funny you said that, right?
No
That's what I
offense
would.
against single parents. I just, I don't want to become one. My mom divorced too, twice. No shade against them. I just know it's real hard out here. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, go right ahead. We listening.
Yeah, it's just too hard. I really think that young girls really need their fathers because a big chunk of my life is gone too, and you will have a certain amount of dysfunction. But we didn't really have high dysfunction. We just needed that guidance. We only had it from my
Hmm.
grandfather, maybe my uncle or stepdad at
Uh
times.
huh.
Because my mom said she didn't like the way how her mom treated her. But my mom didn't really treat us real bad because
Right, right.
we still received certain things or had half some of the stuff that we might not have the latest shoe, but we was all right.
Hmm.
Decent clothes. We weren't never dirty or went hungry. And
Hmm.
my family, that's true. Like most of the black women in our family is double educated. And a lot of them don't
Hmm.
have that. They keep running around here saying that black, and even if you wanted to file bankruptcy or Chapter 7 or regroup, you always can do that too.
Hmm.
And they have loan forgiveness programs also with your degrees, or you can work them off. I don't really think my aunts and sisters or cousins have high debt, and they kind of more like they could talk bad on us about PhDs, but I prefer to work from home. That would be lovely.
So
They can
what's your
call us
take?
old or bigger. I don't give a damn. But we know what we
So
doing. We on our boss stuff.
so what's your take on dating?
I don't know. It sucks. I'm kind of talking to somebody younger, but he's not from America, so I'm kind of glad though, cause he only took on a little bit, but he had morals about taking care. He was in the military too,
Hmm.
and but he went to pharmacy, like medical school. So I don't know if
Hmm.
he got some kind of doctorate in what he do. So I'd rather
Hmm.
deal with him than deal with a lot of derelicts. I'm not willing to. I'm not building with anybody neither. I'm cool. If they come halfway assembled, that's cool. They turn me off. I've been there, done that a couple times. But I don't believe in 50-50. I don't.
I
They
don't either.
mindset too with it.
And I
If
don't
I
think a
gotta listen to
woman.
you and be submissive, You
And
gonna
I
be
think
taking care of the household, and I'm gonna have to
right.
respect
I think a black woman shouldn't take a man seriously if he doesn't have a job or a business.
it. Yeah, and
If
I
he
get it
don't
when you're
have,
in your 20s too. Like, say if
huh?
you 19 or 20, you marrying, going to the Navy, they had good benefits. I know it
Right.
might
But
be a high divorce rate, but you
yeah,
got to
if you
willing
don't
to
have,
take a chance. I don't do the 5 year, 10 years or beyond 2 or 3. I'm sorry if I cut you off. I apologize.
no, it's okay. Good. I'm about to get off anyway because I'm tired. I got to go to work. I'm a working man, so.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, cause I come from like the familiar circles with Emmanuel and them and a lot of people that be over here with ranches. So yeah, y'all like a
Mhm.
extended part of our family.
Mhm.
We
I didn't know
respect
you
all that
watched this
too.
for that long though.
Yeah, cause sometimes every now and then I type and I might change my name, cause it's a lot of
Mhm.
weirdo trolls. I used to put my picture on my thing or my family members, but I won't. I might just put my niece on there. They too they like to do stuff.
Shit, we didn't
Yeah.
think anybody liked us, man. Me and Dane was like, man, why nobody like us? You know?
They probably, you know what? The algorithm. And they go
Mhm.
where it's popular. Sometimes
Mhm.
I do both, but I think I found y'all through one of the pro black networks. You can't knock all of them.
Mhm.
Everybody. And I really want to see this, but I know it's not going to happen. Different pro black people with different perspectives. Because, like, a few years ago, it used to be like a pro black panel. And they had, like, good solutions and good reasons. I remember it clear as day.
Well, they told me that I hate black men and I'm too hard on black men.
You don't hate black men. You
I
just
know.
keeping that shit 100.
Yeah.
And I know some women do in certain hate groups, or they just got a bitter taste in their mouth.
Yeah.
It's the women too, also.
Well,
Some
actually, it
of them,
wasn't the women. It was
it wasn't
dudes
the
that
women.
came to me. Yeah, it was guys. Hey,
Uh-huh.
yo, Max, you too hard on black men. Man, you hate black men. I'm like, what?
Right. They be emailing you too.
Yeah, man, emailing me all this coward. Like, man, look, I don't want to.
And some people have mommy and daddy issues or a lot of mental
The
illness.
guys are weak, man. These guys are so weak.
Yes, all the above. And the alcoholics, the men, anyone like I said that too.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna limit that. If the person
scared
got
of
issues, I don't want to get on the panel with them. I'm sorry if I cut you off.
scared of a woman raising her voice. Oh, she raised her voice. She attacked me. We had some fool in here talking about somebody attack. Like, man,
I'm sorry if I cut you off.
no, it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, we appreciate it though. You're not underappreciated. Sometimes they'll shadow ban you, or if people don't like what you're talking about, they'll subscribe and just watch. But sometimes I do. I think one time you was going off like last week or two. I don't know
uh,
if I had the mishap of it. I might have popped in the chat for a minute or two.
yeah. I
But
was
you was
mad
speaking
about.
some real stuff.
Yeah. I was
Right.
triggered, but I forgot what I was triggered by. But I was laying it out.
Yeah. Don't
I
just don't
think
think all pro black people, as long as they not the type that want to X out black women's intellect. The ones that want to build and do like I like Q Butter and a few people around my way. They rare. But it's like
that's
black
who.
women, we pay for random men. But I'm like, I'm gonna chill on that too. Cause they don't see us the same.
That's
They
how I
want to see
learned
a
how to.
young black woman
No,
or a
that's how
mixed
I
squad
learned.
over. Go ahead,
That's
I'm
how
sorry.
me and my. That's how me and my brothers learned how to read and write. Our mother taught us.
Mm-hmm. Man, somewhat did too with school. I went to
Uh
private school for a few years. So it was like smaller
huh.
classroom. So we had to focus. But our aunties, well, there's a lot of teachers in my family though, so
Mhm.
and I was a part of that system too. Yeah. But the children, the elderly, that's what's important. The handicapped, disabled, to a certain degree, it's just that'll be my main focus though, and just the little stuff I can do.
Mhm.
I ain't saying everybody just because they got YouTube, but also We have to work together in bunches, groups, laws, and in our own areas. And if, I don't know, people don't want to do that. You don't want to, translate it to someone else to do some of the stuff that you do. No, it's for the young and older.
Man, these dudes running around here wanting to be other people rather than being
Right.
who they are.
And I appreciate the men that do protect us in this space. The few that is.
Hmm.
I don't have no venom towards them. It's just, or just long as they ain't preaching the same stuff.
Well,
Something
if they
different.
in here, and they got a wrench, it's because they protect and they love black women. You can't be a
Yeah,
man in here with a wrench if you hate black women. We don't play that.
right. And I
Yeah.
already said 70% of red pill, medicine, any of that crap that fall. I'm not talking to 70% of them. So that's over with. I've been like in different parts of this space for a while. Maybe not around, maybe under a year and a half or two with some people, but a lot of other
Hmm.
people a couple of years. But I'm just tired of talking to them. They're dysfunctional and retarded.
Yeah, it's
They
just
mean that's no good. It's a few that just be an actor just to bash black women too, also to get paid.
it's the weakness I can't deal with. I mean, these guys are just too weak. I mean, it's sickening, man, to hear a man
Hmm.
cry and complain.
Right, and I get it. You can
And
be mad about some stuff, but like it's end day. Somebody said they rather be online with the men than be with their family, and I'm close to my family. We have our flaws and stuff like that, but we're not heavily dysfunctional.
you said they'd rather be on a what now? With
They
who?
rather be online on long strings versus than being around their family. I heard somebody say or tell other people that I was shocked.
No, I mean, I've heard crazy shit on here too. You know,
Right. I
I've
think the
heard
men and
guys.
women have had it's just dysfunction in our community on both ends. You know, I
Yeah, I've
get
heard
angry
this.
a lot some days and get mad too, but we still choose black at the end of the day, and they need to stop with the high single mother rate. It is high enough, but I think it's in the 60s. They love to exaggerate and never bring and give false or old data. When I really only think it's 60 something. I'm like, every time I turn around, the men and the women is changing the rate. But it could be in the 60s, mid 60s. I give it that.
Hmm.
Cross studies wise. But they keep forgetting that a lot of them walked away in the late 70s or 80s too. They don't want to acknowledge that. I'm like, a lot of y'all didn't sign the birth certificate.
Well, now they keep blaming the woman. That's why they don't want to
Right.
acknowledge it. Well, it's the
Right.
woman's
If the
fault.
mothers ain't keeping them from the child or beating on the child or physically harming them or doing nothing to herself, and now they
And
want to do
then,
financial abortion.
many of them say, "Well, you can't blame the man for not being in the home because he wasn't there, so you have to blame the mother."
Right.
Yeah, because the
Yeah, and
father
some of the
wasn't
women
there.
that agree with that in their spaces too is
Yeah.
dysfunctional. Because I always buck about it, even in my some of my femininity or women channels. I always bucked at them the last couple of years though. Like I like to troll them. I probably shouldn't do it all the time, but I troll
But
them
there's
a lot.
but there's so much wrong with that logic, though. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean you
Hmm.
can't blame the fathers for being? That's the whole point. The
He
fathers
the
aren't there.
disciplinarian. He also, I believe that's the first person that teaches daughter or how or who love her, whatever. However the order is. Sometimes I stumble over my words.
But yeah, definitely the father teaches the bum girl. If a
Hmm.
man loves her, if a man really cares about her, yeah, yeah, the father does all that. When I was growing up, fathers used to take their daughters out on dates to show them how men are supposed to behave. They did that a lot. Well, Lady Night, Dame,
Yeah.
did you put the Discord link out?
Yes.
All right, let's shut it down. We all gangster talk out.
Yep. Yep.
All right, everybody. We'd like to thank everybody for coming. And what's her name? Cake.
Uh. Uh.
Uh, Kay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna put the Discord link. We're gonna put our Discord link in the chat. So for those who want to join our Discord, okay, come on in and hang out with the E Nation. And if you are a troll, we will find you out and boot you up out of there. Okay, so trolls need not apply. But anybody interested in joining our E Nation Discord, that's for me and the Lady Knight and the African Princess. We're always hanging out. And our young gangsteress Ann T. You know, we're always hanging out on Discord when we're not in here doing live. So, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to come join us to E Nation, we'll be welcome to have you. So our Discord link will be in the chat for anybody who want to join with us. Feel free to do so. And with that being said, we want to thank the panel on both shows. You guys really tore it up on the Overdrive. And shout out to It's Just Me for blessing us with her presence and the beautiful Cynthia G coming through. Shout out to Trinity Time Travels, that's my peoples. Shout out to the sister K and the other sisters that came up and really lit up the show. I mean, that was one of the livest overdrives we had since back in me and the Trinity days when we first started the overdrive. So I'm really thankful for the guests that came up and set it off. Shout out to the Honest Truth brother coming up, man, has some real powerful things to say. And my strong peoples in the chat as always, my boy, my brother, Hassan Burton. That's my dude. And Kendall, that's my man's too. You know what I'm saying? He our peoples. He a little on that shit, but you know, we're gonna keep working on. We're gonna keep working with him. We're gonna keep building. We're gonna get him right. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna give up on Kendall. That's our peoples. I know sometimes he get on y'all nerves, ladies, but he all right though. We just got to keep building with him. He'll be all right. We'll get him out of that shit. Shout out to Kendall, Roland, and Emmanuel Briggs. You know, and definitely and TE Nation, she E Nation now, and the other sisters in the chat, Yvette, Strong People's Yvette. And a couple of other sisters coming the strong peoples, and we really appreciate everything, y'all. We really appreciate the support. And yo, Keish for coming through, and we really appreciate the support, y'all. It makes it worthwhile when y'all come and support us like that, man. You know, it makes us feel like we're doing something. And you know, and we're gonna keep it pushing. And we're gonna keep growing together. All right. So with that being said, we'll see y'all on Ladies Night. Dane will not be available on Ladies Night. It will also be my birthday, Saturday night. So it's going to be a special occasion, my birthday, and me and Abinah, the African Princess, will be doing Ladies Night. The Dane will be away working. She won't be available. She's got to go and be a spy for Cuba. Okay? What? So the Dame will be off doing secret op missions, and she'll be back the following week. All right, and so my birthday is on Saturday, everybody. So I'll see you guys on Ladies Night. Dame, go ahead and say something to the people, and then I'll take us on out of here. Peace, power, and unity.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Cool Cakes. Cool KK. Nice chatting with you.
You too.
Yeah, our Discord
Thanks a
link,
lot.
Cakes. Our Discord link is in the chat if you want to join us. You know what I'm saying? We put our Discord link out in the chat. Go ahead, then.
Okay. Okay,
okay.
thank you. Sorry about my technical difficulties with my
That's
phone
okay.
and
No,
if I interrupted
I,
you.
we ain't worried about that. Don't worry about that.
uh,
Okay.
Go ahead, Dan.
all right, everybody. Peace, power, and unity. And let's end it all with a song.
See you
All
guys on Ladies' Night.
right.
Peace.
Mhm.